Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product video, and this time we're looking at the Kohetsu Western handled Aogami Super Nakiri 165mm knife. Mark had these lines of knives created so as a replacement for the Hiramoto AS series, and so this does have that Aogami blue paper super reactive carbon steel core. The heat treat on these is about 64 Rockwell, and the company he uses does a really exceptional job on the heat treat on that core steel. The construction is a softer stainless steel cladding over the top of that core steel, so a 3-layer sandwich. The weight on the knife is 184 grams, about 6.5 ounces. Blade length approximately 160 on the edge, and overall length about 11 inches for the entire knife. The spine thickness above the chin or heel here is about 2.1 millimeter, and as typical of most Nakiris, it just carries that all the way through to the end of the blade. The height on this knife is about 47.7 millimeter back here at the chin or heel, and the handle is a nice warm look to it. It's mahogany. The fit and finish is very good on the entire knife, including the bolster, handle, spine area, choil area here. It's pretty well ready to go out of the box, and the I'll give the out-of-box edge about a 6 out of 10. It was pretty darn sharp, and it had a pretty good bite or tooth to the edge. And so this knife's ready to roll right out of the box. Of course, it will get sharper if you know what you're doing with the sharpening stones. Let's take a little closer look at the blade. So these have embossed recessed kanji on them, so they won't wear off unless you really grind on the knife for over a long period of time. The blade has a nice satin finish to it, and you can see the core steel where it kind of hits the cladding right there. It's a little hard to tell, but it's a little easier to tell on the other side where they've kind of polished the edge a little bit with a bit of a curvature to it. Profile on this blade, it's a Nakiri, so it's pretty flat. I've seen a few Nakiris with some belly to them. This one's really almost dead flat, and you've got, of course, a rounded tip to it. We'll take a look at that on the board in a second. There is your choil shot, so it's pretty darn thin towards the edge. Balance point on the knife. Let's get our board shot going. I can show you that a little bit easier. So here's what the knife looks like on the cutting board. It rolls into a long flat area of the blade, so it's a typical Nakiri, very good for push cutting and chopping. And if you want a rock cut, you can do that with lower height ingredients, so you've got a nice rounded tip there that you can flow into a short rock cut if you want to do that, but these knives are of course oriented towards push cutting and that like. The balance point on the knife, get rid of our board. So the balance point on the knife is right about there, so pretty neutral feeling, a little bit behind a pinch grip. It is a Western handled, so that adds some weight to it. As I said, fit and finish very good. Just a good kind of general purpose Nakiri right out of the box with great core steel. So there you have the Kohetsu Western or Yo handled Aogami Super Nakiri 165mm knife.